now folks, Ashoka builds a rock house for his brother. A rock house that looks like a mountain. His brother's name is Mineander, mistaken by historians as Mahendra, Mineander. And the rock house, he makes it like a mountain, to look like a mountain, because Mineander is a recluse who loves living on the mountains. Mineander loves living on the mountains. So Ashoka decides to make a mountain next to his palace so that his dear brother lives beside him. On what basis I have identified Mineander Baba Banwasi Sthan as Ashoka's rock house, mountain house, which he made out of rocks for his half-brother Mineander. To find this, to understand this, please view this video till the end. Now my Buddhist friends, Zhang shows us the first Buddha, Ashokan Buddha relic stupa, and then he shows us the rock on which the Buddha left his footmark when he was crossing the Ganges in his Mahaparinirvana. And then he shows us Ashoka's bell stupa, where he got debates carried out between religions. And then he showed us Ashoka's palace and Ashoka's hell. Folks, Ashoka had a half brother from his mother's side called Mahendra. The world knows it as Mahendra. See, there is a thing that, Ashoka had a son called Mahendra, whom he sent to Sri Lanka. Folks, and now Zhang says he has a brother called Mahendra. Folks, I will clear up the mess. Because when you come to the ground, the mess is cleared up. He had a half brother called not Mahendra. His name was Mineander. Not Mahendra, Mineander. Anyway, Ashoka had this half brother and he loved that half brother. But that half brother was notorious. He created a lot of problems in the country and he was sort of, he was a bully. He was a bully. So Ashoka had to bring justice on him. He had to jail him. And he told his brother, look, I love you, but if I leave you, then my subjects, the subjects of my country, they will question me. That someone who has done crime, you have left him. And if I punish you, my ancestors will question me. So you have put me in a bad position. Anyway, Ashoka, he jails him for 7 days and in jail, Mineander, not Mahendra, Mineander, he becomes a good man and he becomes a holy man and he becomes a recluse. And after Ashoka frees him, he goes and starts, meditating in mountains. Now Ashoka loves him and he wants him to stay somewhere near him. So Ashoka, he requests him. But now Mineander he does not like city life. He does not like the hustle bustle of city life. He wants a quiet atmosphere where he can meditate. So Ashoka said, okay, if you love mountains, I will make a mountain house for you. I will make a mountain house for you. Folks, Ashoka decided to make a mountain house for Mineander. And he calls all his engineers, Zhang calls them genies. Zhang calls them genies. Anyway, he calls his engineers and he tells them that he come for a meeting, but I don't have enough place for people to sit. So bring your own chairs. bring your own chairs. So these people, they come with bring your slice of cut rock. So these people come with the cut rock, and they come with the cut rock, and they, what do you call it, have the meeting. They sit on the rock, and after the meeting, Ashoka says, make a house out of these rocks, a mountain house. And the engineers make a mountain house. Folks, that mountain house still exists, and that it is a temple now. It is a Shiv temple now. It is a Shiv temple in the name of Banwasi Baba Mindear. Mineander Banwasi Baba. Banwasi means to go, on Banwas, to go and live in mountains as a recluse. So Banwasi Baba Mindear, not Mahendra. So that's how I got the real name of Ashoka's half-brother, Mineander. Folks, it's a Shiv temple now, and it's a mountain house, it's a rocky house. Folks, you can, first let's check up what Zhang has to say, and then I will show you it, the place in satellite pictures, so that you can visit it, and then I will show you pictures of the rocky house. So folks, let's see what Zhang has to say. To the north of the old palace is a large stone house. It looks outside like a great mountain, and within it is many tens of feet wide. This is the house which Ashoka Raja commanded the Genii to build for his brother, who had become a recluse. Early in his life, Ashoka had a half-brother called Mahendra. Boss, it is not folks, it's not Mahendra, it's Mineander. Because the place down there is in the name of Mineander. Mohi-in-to-lo, who was born of a noble tribe. In dress, he arrogated the style of the king. He was extravagant, wasteful and cruel. The people were indignant, and the ministers and aged officers of the king came to him and remonstrated thus, your proud brother has assumes a dignity as though he was some great one in comparison with others. If the government is impartial, then the country is contented. If men are agreed, then the ruler is in peace. These are the principles which have been handed down to us from our fathers. We desire that you will preserve the rulers of our country and deliver to justice those who would change them. Then Ashoka Raja addressed his brother as he wept and said, I have inherited government the duty of protecting and cherishing the people. How then have you, my brother, forgotten my affection and my kind? See, now what happens is Ashoka, he punishes his brother. Actually, this is his half brother from his mother's side, and he loved him. So he punishes him and he keeps him in a jail. And for 7 days, and every day the jailer shouts out the day, how many days are left. That's in the Ashoka Vadana. Now Mahendra Ashoka Vadana, they don't give the name. Here Zhang gives the name. Bowing his head, replied, I have not guarded my conduct and have transgressed the laws of the country. I ask only an extension of my life for 7 days. And then he goes to jail for 7 days. When he comes out, he becomes a recluse. So, see, the brother replied, formerly I was ensnared in the net of worldly affection, and my mind was occupied with love of sounds and beauty. But now I have escaped all this, and my mind delights
in seclusion of mountains and valleys. I would fain to give up the world forever and dwell here in solitude. The king said, if you wish to subdue your heart in quiet, you have no need to live in the mountain fastness. To meet your wishes, I shall construct you a dwelling. So accordingly he summoned the Genii to his presence and said to them, on the morrow I am about to give a magnificent feast. I invite you to come together to the assembly, but you must each bring for your own seat a great stone. The Genii, having received the summons, came at the appointed time to the assembly. The king then addressed them and said, the stones which are now arranged in order on the ground you may pile up, and without any labor to yourselves construct of them for me an empty house. The Genii, having received the order before the day was over, finished the task. Ashoka then himself went to invite his brother to fix his abode in the mountain cell. So basically his brother was a recluse, he became a recluse and he started spending his time in the hills. So Ashoka says, okay, if you want to spend some time or your time in the hills, then I will make you a house like a hill. And Zhang says it is north of the old city, that is Goa Sa Shekpura is the old city. North of it is here it is Banwashi Baba Mindear. Banwashi Baba Mindear. Up here it is Mindear, but Zhang calls him Mahendra. So see, here it is. Mahendra bowing his head. It is not Mahendra, folks. It is Mindear. Here. Banwashi means a person who likes to live in the mountains, etc. Banwashi Baba Mindear. Folks, this is his the rock house. You can see it is the rocky house has been covered with jungle, and folks, the rock house has been covered with jungle, but we are seeing it from the top, so you cannot see it, folks. Here it is now a Shiv temple. This is your Banwashi Baba Mindear Dargahi Tola. Banwashi Baba Mindear Dargahi Tola. They have put a shivling here and it has become a Shiv temple. This is from inside the temple itself. This is from inside the temple, and in fact the Zhang gives the size also, folks. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is your Banwashi Baba Mindear, which has been mispronounced as Mahendra, and this is the rock house which Zhang just narrated.
So folks, see, this is the rock house, which look at the beautiful carvings of the rock house. This is the rock house, which mountain house. It's a mountain house. It looks like a mountain, which Ashoka made for his brother Mindear. The proper pronunciation is Mindear, but historians far away in New Delhi, etc., they have mispronounced it as Mahendra. That is why there is a lot of confusion about Ashoka's son Mahendra and his brother Mahendra. Well, this was his half brother, and folks, you can see, trees have grown up on the mud which has settled on the rocks, and you can make out some. And folks, see, this is the rocks of the rock house which Ashoka made for his brother. His brother was a recluse. recluse. His half brother Mindear was a recluse, and he loved, meditating far away in the mountains. And Ashoka loved his brother, and Ashoka wanted his brother to live close to him. So he requested his brother, Mindear. But his brother was adamant to did not enjoy town life, city life, the life of a king. He wanted the quiet of a mountain where he could sit and quietly meditate. So Ashoka decided to make a mountain house for him, and he made this between the bell tower which he had constructed for debates and between his palace, between the bell tower and Ashoka's own palace. So folks, you have this Banwasi Baba Mindear, temple, this unique rocky temple on the banks of the Ganges. It is on the banks of the Ganges, perfect place for meditation. During the daytime, Banwashi Baba Mindear, he would go to the river and meditate on the banks of the Ganges. You can see the river, look at the beauty of the river. And he would meditate on the banks of the Ganges, and then he would come back and meditate or sleep in his mountain house. And Ashoka, how he built it is a unique story which you all have. I have read it out to you. He calls all his Tsang calls them genies, but actually they are his engineers, and he tells them that there should be a meeting. So to sit, everyone was supposed to bring a rock. So everyone brought a rock along, a properly carved rock. When the meeting was over, Ashoka then told them that the rock, they should pile it up and make a house out of it. So that is how the mountain house was made for Mindear, who was Ashoka's half brother. Folks, and of course today now it is a Shiv temple, and Mindear has been given the title of Shiva. Mindear has been given the title of Shiva. This is to divert away from Buddhism. So you have this Mindear Baba, temple with a shivling inside. You see the shivling, folks, and thanks to Tsang that I found it, and I have cleared the confusion of Mahendra, the son of Ashoka, and Mahendra, the brother of Ashoka. No, Mahendra was the son of Ashoka, and Mindear was his half brother from his Ashoka's mother's side. Folks, if you found this video educative, if you appreciated it, so don't forget to follow, like and subscribe to it, and don't forget to tell your friends and relatives about this video and this